Hi, welcome to the C++ courses. Today we are going to learn quickly a very nice programming approach which is switch statement. So what is a switch statement? A switch statement uses the value of a variable or expression in order to determine whether the program will branch to. The branching in the program occurs when one part of the program causes another part to execute. You know the if else if statement that introduced my program to branch into one of several possible paths. It performs a series of tests, usually the rational tests, and branches when one of these tests is true. The switch statement is a similar mechanism, but it tests the value of an integer expression and then uses the value to determine which set of statements to branch to. So the format of the switch statement is very simple. It starts with the keyword switch. Switch is a C++ keyword, and then you put a numeric value here. Now this can be this switch, the numeric argument of the switch, that can be any of the integer data type including the character char. It can be an expression whose value is any of the integer data types. Okay, so today we are going to solve a problem. So this is a problem of a geometry calculator. You know what calculator is, right? But in this calculator, what we are going to do is, number one, we calculate the area of a circle, or number two, we can calculate the area of a rectangle, or number three, we can calculate the area of a triangle, or the option is the quit. Number four is quit. So what we are going to do, we will enter our choice 1 to 4. So if the user enters 1, the program should ask for the radius of a circle and then display its area. So we will use 3.14 for the pi, and if the user enters 2, the program should ask for the length and width of the rectangle and then display the rectangle's area. If the user enters 3, the program should ask for the length of the triangle's base and its height, and then it will calculate and display its area. So we will do the input validation. We will display an error message if the user enters a number outside the range of 1 to 4 when selecting an item, and it will not accept any negative values for the circle's radius, the rectangle's length or width, and triangle's base or height. Okay, these are the constraints. So let's start the program. So first of all, we will include input IO stream and the CMath for facilitating the mathematical calculations. We are going to use the namespace std, so we will be using namespace std this statement. So line 50 we start with the main program. Then you can we define a constant pi to be this value. So it is a constant because its value will not change throughout the life cycle of this program. So this is a good way to put constant in C++ code. Then line number 54, we declare the input variable, which should be a number, so in this case integer, and then we defined several floating point variables. In our case we defined the double variable, namely radius, length, width, base, height, area. So radius is for the circle, length and width for the rectangle, base, height, these two are for triangle, and area is for everyone. I mean, whenever we input some geometric parameters, it will return the area. So our display geometry we are now displaying geometry calculator. So it will show geometry calculator, it will show input one, different inputs 1 2 3 4. One is calculate the area of a circle, 2 is calculate the area of a rectangle, 3 is calculate the area of a triangle, and 4 is quit. So and then we accept the input. Now we place the switch keyword and switch, and we are evaluating the value of input. So now the usual notation that we use for the switch statement is cases. So if the case equals 1, case is 1, so if it is 1, then we do certain things. If case 2, then we do certain other things. Case 3, certain other things. Case 4, other things, and then we put the default. I mean, that's the last option it will go if none of 1 2 3 4 is good. And I mean, comparing to if else block, this will be if, else if, else if, else if, and then else. So it is comparable to the if else block, but it's written in a decent way, by far more decent way. And so what we did here, so case 1 is enter the radius of a circle. So we are seeing radius. This is the way we can collect the input from the user from the terminal, and then we calculate the area, which is equal to pi times POW. This is the power. This is the way we calculate the square, cube, whatever it is. So that's what we do in C++. So radius comma 2, power radius comma 2, and then we are outputting C out, the area of the circle is area, and then we put break. Don't forget to put the break, because if the case 1 is reached, we are done with case 1, then we put a break to return from the program. If you don't do break, you can try doing that. It will basically go to the next part of the program. So you will get inconsistent results. So I'm asking you to try out without putting break, and you will understand why a break is necessary. So let's go to the case 2 now. Case 2 is the area of a rectangle, and then we enter Cin as length. Cin is the input as the length, and then we put enter the width of the rectangle, next statement, and then ultimately we calculate the area, length times width, and we are outputting the area, and then we put the break. So don't forget to mention the break. Again, the break statement causes the program to exit the switch statement. This break statement, this will cause the program to exit the switch block. Okay. Now case 3, this is the case of a triangle. So you put base, and then you put height, and then you calculate the area. It should be 0.5 times base times height, right? Okay. So the area of the triangle is displayed here, and case 4 is it is basically exit condition, and default is an invalid entry. So that's how it works. So basically, again, summarizing the situation, we put the break statement which causes the program to exit the switch statement. Okay. The next statement executed after encountering a break statement will be whatever statement follows the closing brace that terminates the entire switch block. So switch block starts here, it ends here. So once you put break, the program will go to return 0. Okay. The case statements, they show the program where to start these cases. Case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4, these case statements, they show the program where to start executing in the block, and the break statements show the program where to stop. Without the break statements, the program would execute all the lines from the matching case statement to the end of the block. The default section, important, note it, the default section here, line number 98, the default section or the last case section, if there is no default, does not need a break statement. So in a switch block, which case does not need a break statement? The last one, the default one, or any case, any possible case, it does not need a break statement. But some programmer, they want to put a break here. There is no harm. I mean, that just for maintaining consistency. So we build this simple program. Let's try to run the program, right? So let's try to run the program now. So I'm trying to compile the program. So G++ and then our program is pc underscore 4 underscore 11.cpp. So it compiles and then we execute the program a.exe. So it asks for the option. Let's put 1. That's the area of a circle. So what is the radius? Let's say 10 is the radius. So it calculates the radius. Now comes another option. Let's put the area of a rectangle. The length of the rectangle, let's say 10, and width of a rectangle 20. So the area is 200. Now comes, let's do the circle. Sorry, triangle. The base of a triangle 10, height is 5. So the area of a triangle is 25. Now if we do quit, so it will be quitted, goodbye. But then if we put some bad number 10, let us say, so it will show invalid entry. So that's how the switch statements work in C++. Enjoy and happy coding. Please subscribe our channel and you will get more and more programming examples and tutorials. Okay, thank you for now.